students. So just to kind of give you an idea that especially with pre-K 3, if you have a real interest in pre-K 3 and you already know you want your child here, you need to get your packet in as quickly as you possibly can, because we do have a system that we follow. So St. Margaret alumni are on the top of the list as to being able to get in. Parents with students already here who have children of that age are on the list to get in. And then after that, we take anyone else. So, you know, if you're out there listening to me and you're a St. Margaret alum, you pull up in the line. So that's also a good thing. We are doing, so for those of you who are a little bit concerned about the COVID issues that are going on right now, we are required to follow all state and federal guidelines. So our students do attend St. Margaret's, and they must mask up to enter the school and during transitions. Our older students in 3rd grade on up must be masked at all times. Our littles are not required to be masked, but we have put into place some guidelines to kind of alleviate the spread of COVID. And I can tell you that since we've been back in school, the students that have had to leave school because of a COVID positive test have not gotten COVID from the school. COVID has come from outside.
You decided that you're dating Jeffrey and
so I just want you to be aware of that.
Also,
COVID is not something that's prevalent in
I'm
St.
watching
Margaret's
Open
school
House.
itself.
Got it.
So
So
just be aware. But our kids, we do use a lot of hand sanitizer. We do require our kids to wash their hands on a regular basis. We do check temperatures when they get out of the car. If a student's running fever, they're not allowed on campus. So we do follow those guidelines pretty strictly. And we do have some things in place for students with health concerns. And so we take care of that as well. Our day begins at 7:20. So drop off will start at 7:20 in the morning. We take in class at 7:40. And when we take in class, it begins with prayer and announcements. And then at noon, we pray the Angelus. And then again, in the afternoon, before we dismiss the kids, we do have an afternoon prayer that we pray to send our kids on their way. Our students do attend Mass every Friday. Right now, our masses are separated between pre-K 3 to 3rd grade and 4th through 8th. But we're hoping that if the governor lifts more of the restrictions, we will all be able to attend Mass together again. So we're looking forward to that, that day coming soon. If you are non-Catholic and you choose to put your child at St. Margaret's, we do teach Catholic doctrine here, and we do expect our students to learn the Catholic faith, so they will be receiving instruction in Catholicism. When they go to Mass, we do ask them to do a full participation. But with that being said, if they're of the age to receive Holy Communion and they're not Catholic, we do ask them to go up and receive a blessing from the priest. So they will not be taking the Eucharist, but they will go up and receive a blessing. But so that you don't get real nervous, we do walk your child through all of that. You know, our teachers are really good about explaining to them our different practices and beliefs, and we do talk your child through that. So it's not like your child has to remember this on the first day of school. Teachers will help them through our Mass, through going to Mass with us if they're non-Catholic. It's never been a big deal. Matter of fact, our non-Catholic kids are usually better in religion than our Catholic kids are. And that's just because our cradle Catholics think they already know it all and they still have a lot to learn. So that's the mass aspect. Most of the In the past, our masses were open to our parents as well. So on a mass day, on a Friday mass day at 8:15, if you wanted to attend mass, you were more than welcome to come. You could sit with your child. We have been limited in that, and that our parents have been restricted on coming to mass because of COVID. Um, I can't wait for that to be lifted so that you can all come and celebrate with us. But for the time being, it is just for our students. We do have parents, though, at times who will sneak in, kind of like sneak in to come to mass, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to walk up to you and tell you you cannot attend mass. That would never happen for me. So about them, that's about church and about our religious classes. There are quite a few things we do here that takes a lot of involvement from our students. And I will give you the one thing that we started a couple of years ago, probably 3 years now, was something called family groups. And so what we do at St. Margaret's is I sit down with a list of all of the kids, pre-K 3 all the way up to 8th grade. And I intermix those students, and I give them, we call it a school mom. So they belong to a teacher here, and it's usually not their classroom teacher. And so that program allows our kids, our upperclassmen, to get to know our littles, and our littles to really get to know our upperclassmen. And it gives your child another advocate besides myself, the counselor, and their classroom teacher, and you. So we add another advocate for your child in the mix. So I'm a school mom of about 12, and throughout the year, usually once a month, we have family meetings, and we do fun activities. I'll give you an example. For Our Lady of Guadalupe, we spent time talking about Our Lady and her significance to the Americas, and her importance to us. And we played a few games, but we got to interact with one another. We sometimes exchange gifts with our littles, with our families. So we spend a lot of time trying to get to know them, so that if there is a problem or we see something, some of our teachers even go so far as to tell their families, when you get your report card, I want to see it, so that they can have a conversation about possibly grades and in what direction the student is going in. So it's really worked for us, and our students love it. They absolutely love being able to say hi to their school mom. And now that we have a male on staff, those littles love talking to their school dad. So it's been really good for us. But our kids have all kinds of activities here. We have a chess club that starts in 1st grade and goes all the way up to 8th. We have a science club in junior high. So most of our clubs are designed for junior high. But that doesn't mean that there's not things for our littles, because we do support the local Boy Scouts organization, and we have worked with the Girl Scouts before to have meetings here at school. But we have a science club, we have Beta, we have a National Junior Honor Society, we have a Spanish club, we have an art club. We do basketball, track, football, volleyball, and we do have a cheer squad in junior high. So we do have those things available, plus the academics that we do. We have a Veterans Day program every year for our veterans, and that starts with our littles in pre-K 3 and goes all the way up to our 8th grade. So we have some form of participation from just about every grade. We have 2 Christmas programs. One is a Christmas concert that is put on by our 3rd grade through junior high. And then we have a regular Christmas program that is put on by our littles, pre-K 3 through 2nd grade. So we keep them really busy throughout the year. There's always a new fun activity just about for every week. And then the teachers really have projects that their students do throughout the year. that they like to brag about. Right now, if I can do this, I'm going to show you our tuition rates and kind of explain how that works here. But the one thing you do need to know is that we did not take a tuition increase this year. And that was mostly because I felt everybody had enough destruction in their life. And even though we just take maybe a 3 to 4% increase, I felt like $25 to $50 a month more in tuition was way more than some of our families could afford. And so we froze tuition for this school year. I'm going to try to share my screen. And show you. Okay, so here is our tuition rates. Pre-K3 registration is a little bit different than everybody else's, but pre-K4, one student registration, you can see it's $572.50, and then 2 students. And okay, so this is how this works. You will have a registration fee for all of the students that you bring here, but after child number 3, child number 4 comes for free. And so right now we have probably 2 or 3 families here that have more than 3 children at school. So their 4th one is pretty much coming for free. So we have 3 tuition rates. Tuition rate number 1 is for our St. Margaret's parishioners. So if you are a St. Margaret parishioner and you give at church and you are a part of the envelope system, because if right now you're at St. Margaret's but you just put money in the collection, you really need to call St. Margaret's Church. You need to become a member of the church so that you can be on the envelope system, because they track what you give, because you have to tithe. I think this year it's $400 to get the discounted tuition rate. So your tuition for one child is $530 a month, but we do this on a 10-month pay scale, not a 12. It's a 10-month. And what happens here is we will start collecting tuition in July, and it will run through May, but we do not collect tuition in February, because February is re-enrollment month. And I have always felt, since I've been here, that to have you pay a tuition payment and get hit for a registration payment is a lot to encounter in 1 month. I know as a mom, when my kids were growing up, if that would have happened to me, I would have had to look at my husband and say, okay, you need to go find a cow out there in the pasture that needs to be sold, because we're going to need some money. So, I get that logistics, especially if you have more than one child, it can get quite expensive. So we don't collect a tuition payment in February, but we do collect for 10 months. So number 1 is for St. Margaret parishioners. Number 2 is for Catholic church parishes that do not have a school. If you are an active member of that church, you will have to get the priest's signature to say that you attend Mass there and that they're willing to subsidize for you. So they will make a payment to us on your behalf. And that amount is agreed upon, has been previously agreed upon years ago by the pastors of all of the churches of the diocese. So subsidized is if, like, for example, St. Mary of the Lake in Big Lake does not have a Catholic school. So I could go to my priest there, and because I'm an active member, he could say, yes, I will subsidize your tuition, and he would send St. Margaret's, and so you would get rate 2. Rate number 3 is for our non-subsidized students and our non-Catholics. So what happens with this one is if I am a parishioner at Our Lady Queen of Heaven, Our Lady Queen of Heaven already has a school. And so therefore the diocese looks at that as because you belong to that parish, you more than likely should think about putting your kids there. So the church will not subsidize because they already subsidize for the kids in their parish that go to school there. So you get this rate. I hope that helps you understand why there are 3 rates. If you have any questions, you can type them in for Tony. She will answer them, or you can jump in and just say, Miss Wiki, I need to talk. So we can that as well. The next thing I want to show you, and I'm going to try to do this while I'm in here, is show you our uniforms. Let me see. Okay, so we'll talk about school uniforms now so you can see that. All of our students, pre-K 3 all the way to 8th grade, are required to wear our school uniforms. Our uniforms, you can get them at Southern Drifters, which they used to be in the mall, but they have now moved out of the mall, and I think they're in front of the mall, right?
On the side of TJ Maxx.
They're on the side of TJ Maxx.
So they're on Ernest Street.
Yeah, they're on Ernest, next to TJ Maxx. And we have a former parent who does it, and you call her and she can do a personal fitting with you. And then we have Dennis Uniforms, which is an online store only, that you can get our uniforms as well. So what I'll do is I'll show you pictures now of what our uniforms look like. So our pre-K 3 through 4th grade, these are the shirts that they wear. The girls wear the Peter Pan collars. These are the girls' shirts. The boys will wear, a buttoned up not an Oxford, but a polo. And these shirts will have our emblem sewn on them. But if you get them from one of our vendors, and it's best to get them for our vendors because the logo is right and all of that, they will have it sewn on for you. But our little girls wear the Peter Pan collars. The kids can wear navy blue shorts, navy blue pants. The girls will wear plaid jumpers, or the girls can wear the plaid shorts as well as the navy blue shorts. So here is the jumpers, and then they need the modesty shorts underneath them for all girls. Even in junior high, because they wear skirts, they will still need the modesty shorts underneath them. And the jumpers are worn on mass days. A lot of our girls wear them every day. So 5th through 8th grade, girls and boys wear the button-up Oxfords. And most of those shirts are unisex, but Dennis Uniform does sell a girls version of this, and so does Southern Drifters. And the boys and girls in junior high can wear the blue shorts or the blue pants, and the girls can wear the plaid skirts. And I will tell you this, we do have some little girls that will come in blue shorts and blue pants, and then all of a sudden one day they wake up and they want to wear this plaid skirts. So so if your little girl is like my little girl, when she was in junior high, she did not ever want to wear the skirt. She finally started wearing the skirt when she got into 8th grade, but she didn't wear it. She only wore it to church. And so she liked the shorts. And so the girls can wear the shorts as well. So this is for 5th and 8th grade girls. And the boys can wear the navy, but they will wear the skirt. Now, not all of the skirts look like this. That's just ours does not have the buttons on the side. Ours have the pleats. And this is the pre-K 3 through 4 shirt. It's the little button-up polo, 2, 3 buttons. And then that's the boys' shirts again. And then that's the pants for the boys. Now, pre-K 3 and pre-K 4, those kids can wear the elastic waist pants and shorts, and then they don't need a belt. But if your child wears a pair of pants and it has belt loops in it, they need a belt. Boy or girl, they need a belt. And okay, so, and I'll also say this, and this is kind of like a disclaimer on my part, but you need to know that. So if you have a child who has issues, he's in kindergarten or she's in kindergarten, and they really are still struggling with the button in their pants and trying to put on a belt buckle, we make amends for that. They can still wear the elastic waist pants. You just need to let me know that that's what you're going to do, and we're going to be all good with that. These are the socks for the girls. The girls can wear the socks with the St. Margaret plaid. Most of our girls wear the white crew socks that come just about mid-calf. And in the wintertime, our girls do wear tights, navy blue, black, or white. And then our shoes, the students, you can wear the Sperry type boat shoe in the khaki. It can't have a pattern on it. None of our shoes can have patterns, so you can't go out and buy a plaid pair of Sperry's and think they're going to get away with it. But you can also get the knockoff brand of those. So, because I know Sperry's can be quite expensive, but there are some knockoff brands of those kinds of shoes. So the kids wear that, or they can wear a solid white shoe like you see on your screen, or a solid black shoe, or they can wear a black and white combination, as long as it's not a pattern. So if it's checkered white and blue, white and black, no, they can't wear it. Some of our little girls in the elementary school will wear the blue, what is the name of those shoes? The little blue Mary Janes, those are acceptable as well. And then we have accessories. So when it comes to the little girls, we do allow them to wear hair bows, but they have to be a color in the plaid. So you can't put a pink bow on them and send them to school. It needs to be one of the colors in our plaid. And the belts are black or brown or navy blue are the colors on the belts. And then our junior high boys must wear a tie to mass on Fridays. So if you're looking at 6th grade on up, really 5th grade on up, they need to have a tie. Oh, and it might be good if you teach them how to tie it. We do work on teaching them how to tie it, but sometimes it's a little bit more helpful if it comes from you. So something else you may want to know about us, and it starts down in pre-K 3. We teach the 7 habits of highly effective people to our kids. It's called The Leader in Me in elementary school. But what we did a few years back is we liked what we saw with our kids, but we felt like we needed to do something a little bit more and give them something to really hang their hat on a daily basis, or something to practice. So we looked into The Leader in Me. We read the 7 habits. We read the book about The Leader in Me and how to incorporate the 7 habits into what we do at St. Margaret's. But what we did was we found that the 7 habits are wonderful and good, but we felt like in other places that we went where they were doing this in public school, we felt like it was just a practice, and it wasn't they were practiced, but the kids weren't holding on to them like it was. I don't know how to explain it, but it was just a little bit different. They could recite them all, but then they didn't know, there was no meat to it so that they could hang on to it. So what we did is, by the grace of God, I stumbled upon this program called Education in Virtues. And so when I started looking at Education in Virtues, it was tied to St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Thomas Aquinas is one of the biggest saints in the Catholic Church, and he is a huge educator. And so the education of virtues taught a virtue, and it taught the kids what it looked like, what it sounded like, how you could do it. And I really liked it. But then when I started doing more research about St. Thomas Aquinas, and I started doing more research about the Leader in Me, they both, St. Thomas Aquinas modeled some of his stuff after Aristotle, and Aristotle's moral person, moral man. And so what I did was, or what our committee did, was we took the 7 habits of highly effective people and education and virtues, and we married virtues to the habits. So now when the kids practice a habit, they also know that they are working on virtues, and they're adding virtues to their life. So one of the things that I do to lead by example is, in the morning when the kids get here, I greet them, tell them good morning, and give them a smile. And so I'm practicing the virtue of affability, hoping that by smiling and telling them good morning and welcome, they will learn to look people in the eyes and do the same thing. And so it also, I mean, we don't just teach it as a faculty and staff, we also practice it. And so one way that we do that is we give our students leadership cards in 3rd through 8th grade. And when we see them practicing a habit or performing a virtue, we sign their leadership card. For the little people, what we do is we give them a Be Awesome card. And when they get a Be Awesome card, they get to come to the office, and right outside the office, I have this huge chalkboard that says Be Awesome on it, and they get to sign their name on that Be Awesome board. It stays up for the week, and at the end of the week, we erase it and we start over. So some kids get their name on the Awesome board every week, but every kid gets their name on the Awesome board at some point, and more than one time in a year. So we work really hard to promote the practice of virtue and the practice of good habits. I know, hopefully you've watched the video that the teachers have presented on our website, as well as read a little bio about each one of them. I think I am just about, well, let me tell you this. So when you fill out your paperwork and you drop it off here, make sure we have a very accurate email, the one that you check the most often, the one that's going to be the one that you use for us, because we do communicate a lot through email, and we do need the best phone number so that we can, when we call you, we can reach you. So you also need to know that our teachers use things like, we have a Facebook page, and we put a lot out on our Facebook page as a school, but our teachers use things like ClassTag and dojos, and to communicate behaviors with you and what's happening in the classroom. I highly encourage my teachers to make personal phone calls. And so a lot of times, if you email me personally, the principal, with an issue, I'm more than likely going to pick up the phone and call you so we can talk about it. I am old school when it comes to that, but you know, I'm getting up there in age. So it's easier for me to convey my message and hear your message through your voice and not through an email. So I will more than likely call you. I guess before I close, I will tell you this about me and about the ladies who work here at St. Margaret's, and the gentlemen. We have one male teacher in junior high who teaches social studies, and I'm so glad he's here, because kids do need male figures in their life. We, as a school, when I sit back and I look and think about what St. Margaret's is, the the one thing that I can say about us is that we truly care. We truly care about your child. We are going to love your child like it's nobody's business, on the good days and the bad days. We work really hard to make sure that they're well taken care of, and that if they have any needs, we're going to try to meet those needs. I work really hard to try to get to know every kid on an individual basis, and by their name. I truly love kids, and I want the best for them. And I believe that every child, if you're willing to put out the money and the time that it takes for a good, solid Catholic education, then by darn, I'm willing to put out and give to your child everything they deserve and desire to get that kind of education. And it's no matter what their background is or what their issues may be. I have laid on the floor with a child who's having a meltdown so that we could talk about it. I have carried some out of the classroom so we could go to a safer place to discuss whatever's going on with them. We at St. Margaret's do take autistic kids. We do have a special ed program, but we are not capable of taking on students who may need more special attention than we can give. Our special ed program is more of a push in than a pull out. So my special ed teacher will spend time in the classroom with our kids who are having issues, work with the classroom teacher to find ways to remedy that, and then go in and check and come out. But what I truly believe in is that there's such a thing as productive struggle, and children need productive struggle in order to grow. And we're going to give them what the tools they need to struggle productively through something that may be a little difficult for them. So we'll go in, give them the help they need, and then we come out. But St. Margaret's at one time, if we wouldn't have had Laura and COVID, St. Margaret's was moving towards looking for room to house students with special needs that are on a much greater level than we can handle now. But we have kids with accommodations plans here. We have kids here who have special ed evals from Calcasieu Parish, and we do try to accommodate. So if you have a child with a special need, just let us know. I mean, talk to me and I can tell you if we're capable of helping you or not. And I will be honest with you. I have said to parents before in the past, I'm gonna take your child, and when I can't help him anymore or her anymore and give them what they deserve, I'm gonna be the first one to let you know. But I will try everything I know. I will pull out all the tricks in my hat that I know to make it as successful as I possibly can. So, and that's just as much with the students who are on the other end of the spectrum and in truly gifted kids. So we work with all of them, and we try really hard to push them to their fullest potential. So does anyone have any questions at this time for me? After school care. So we do have an after school care program. You will, once you register your child, you will be getting a packet later on in the summer that'll allow you to register them for after school care. After school care runs till 5:30 every day, except on half days of school. They'll go home. If we have a half day, they'll have to go home. And on holidays, we have no after school care. There is a charge for after school care. Claire Blackwell takes care of all of that for us. So she will be sending you home those costs. If you are not sure if you're going to use it or not, we do take drop-ins as well. So for example,
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, let's.
I'll give you an example of if a parent, like, for example, if your child's not picked up by 3:30, we're taking them to after school care. So you're running late at the office today and you come and you pick them up at 4 o'clock. There'll be a minimal charge for that. And it might be the only time you ever use it. But if you know you're going to use it on a regular basis, then you need to register for after school care. And then if you've done after school care, you are open for summer care. So you can sign up. So for summer daycare, the people who get first choice to go there are those who have registered for after school care. And then with after school care, you'll roll right on into summer daycare if you need it. Now, if you're not using after school care and you want daycare in the summertime, then you're going to be put on a waiting list to see if she doesn't fill it with her students that are in regular attendance during the school year.
Look, we need to bless the food. Can you make sure mom's on mute? Please. Well, thank you.
Okay, so does anybody else have any questions? Somebody's fixing to eat supper, and that sounds like a great thing.
Sorry, we're gonna mute us.
That's okay. I'm glad you're enjoying supper.
There you go. You're unmuted.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I can hear you.
Hi. I was wondering if the after school care registration, is that a part of the packet that you guys are providing at the end of this Zoom meeting? Is that going to be a part of the packet?
No, because that will come later. Because we look at cost and adjustments before we open up registration for the next school year. So no,
Okay.
it's not in your packet tonight.
Okay.
But it will be something we will send to you. So if we've got your correct email address and phone number, you will be getting a registration form.
Okay. Very good.
And that usually happens closer to the start of school.
Okay.
You weren't muted.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. We have a question.
Okay.
Hi. First of all, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Old age and all that kind of stuff. My trips every day. We have questions about what opportunities the current players have.
Wait, I'm sorry. There's a lot of noise in the background. I'm having a really hard time understanding.
We would like to kind of discuss this. We just got in. And we're trying to find out what opportunities pre-K students have. Like as far as art, science, math, or Spanish, PE.
Okay, so I heard Spanish and PE. Tony, did you get it?
I can't hear anything.
Ask
them, tell them that they can type it.
Why don't you type it in and we can, Tony can read it, and then we can actually, you just have a lot of feedback going on. And
All right, we're typing it.
okay. Anybody else with a question? I know some of you kind of joined us in the middle, and so you might not have heard the first part. I think Tony tried to record it, so it may be available a little bit later. But does anybody have anything they want to ask? I know when we get off of this call, you're going to, off of this Zoom meeting, you're gonna think of 100 questions. It's okay. Call. Tony can answer those questions. I can answer those questions. Just about anybody in the office can.
The question was, what opportunities are available for pre-K 4 students? So, enrichment.
Okay, so when it comes to pre-K 4, pre-K 3 too, all of our students experience the same enrichments that everybody else does. So we have Spanish throughout the school. So all the way down to pre-K 3 through 8th grade get Spanish. Our 8th grade students that qualify get to take Spanish 1 their 8th grade year. All of our kids go to PE. All of our kids go to art. They'll take an art class. all of our kids, well, kindergarten through 8th grade go to computer. They all go to library. Just the littles don't, pre-K 3 and 4 don't get to check out books, but they do go and enjoy story time with the librarian and things like that. So we do provide enrichments throughout our schools, so everybody gets to participate, and they usually do those enrichments once a week.
Do they have an enrichment every day? Is another question.
What we try to do with the schedule is we try to make sure that the kids are having an enrichment a day. So it could very well be that your kid gets 2 enrichments a day because the teacher was not available or didn't work out in the schedule. That it's kind of hard for me to explain. But when we make the schedule, we try to always make sure a teacher has an enrichment a day because that becomes their planning period. But we do get to sometimes where your child may have PE and art on the same day, and they may have one day in the week where they don't have any enrichments, but they get a good amount of enrichments. It's a schedule thing. I hope that helps. Any other questions?
Do you want me to explain how we're going to do the packet?
PE does count as an enrichment. And I didn't get to see the rest of your question, but PE does count as one of our enrichments. We classify it as an enrichment.
Do we provide pre-bought supplies?
We do have a company that we will send you, and you can buy their supply. You can buy your supplies through this company, and then it'll be shipped to your house, and it'll have everything in it that the kids need. But right now, one of the things that we're working on is we have gotten a great deal of donations, so we do have some school supplies here that your child may not have to buy. Like, I'll give you an example: glue. I don't know if any kid should have to buy glue here for the next year and a half, but those were donated items. But we do have a company that we send all of the supply lists to, and they will do prepackaged supplies, and you just pay them, and a portion of that money. The reason we do it that way is because a portion of what you spend goes to help a third world country, and we also get some of that back. So it becomes like a fundraiser for us. Okay, any other questions? Pre-K 4 is a full day. And pre-K 3 is too. They just get out a little bit earlier than the rest. They usually get out about 2:45, 2:50. We do provide speech services. I saw that pop up earlier. If your child has been evaluated by Calcasieu Parish and is receiving speech services, we do at Calcasieu Parish will come and provide speech services to that child here at St. Margaret's. Yes. For a 3-year-old, all need to be potty trained. We are not, our 3-year-old program is not a daycare 3-year-old program. So if they were in a daycare and they were 3, the requirements for potty training, they wouldn't need to be potty trained. But we have a pre-K 3 program that's affiliated with the school, and so it's a truly educational pre-K 3 program, and so therefore they have to be potty trained. Now, I will also tell you this: if your child has an accident in their pants, and let's say they TT in their pants, you send a change of clothes. We will give them to them, and they will change themselves. But if it's an accident and it's a number 2, then we will call you to come get them and clean them. We're not allowed, because of diocesan guidelines and federal guidelines, we're not allowed to touch your child, to clean them up. And I mean, there's not anything I can do about it. I mean, 30 years ago, I'd have laid them on the floor and cleaned them up and sent them on their merry way, but we're not allowed to do that. So just so you know, and we do have accidents, and it's okay. We've dealt with them, and you're more than welcome to come here and clean them in the bathroom and get them back dressed, and we'll send them right back down to class. But we don't do it. There was another question about pre-K 3. You might have answered it.
What is the teacher people ratio?
Yeah.
I answered that one.
It's in pre-K 3, it's a teacher and a paraprofessional to 20 students. The class will be no bigger than 20, as well as in kindergarten. Does anyone else have any questions? Tony's typing away over there, so I'm sure she's answering them all. I wish I could see all of your faces and get the opportunity to meet all of you. Please come by the school. Hi, Sarah. Please come by the school and meet me. If you have a student that is not, that's going to be in any grade other than pre-K 3 or pre-K 4, they have to interview with me. So you will need to set up an appointment with Tony so that I can meet your child. But I would love to meet all of your kids. So if you're going to register them, you may want to just drop by one day and meet me and say hi to the principal. I'd love to meet them. Student teacher ratio is anywhere from, I would say from it's probably right about 15 students per teacher. In some classrooms, it's less than that. Some classrooms, it's 12 to 1. Some classrooms, it's 15 to 1. Our biggest class right now is our 7th graders, and there's 30 kids in there, and there's 2 sections of those. So they're 15 to 1 per teacher. So we're relatively small. Kindergarten is 20 to 1. Well, it was going to be 20 to 1 before the storm, but I have aides in kindergarten as well. So when my lower classes get big, I put a paraprofessional in there with the teachers. So they get a great deal of attention. Any other questions?
You want me to break down like that, how they're gonna turn in their packet? Me and Summer worked up a system for turning.
I'm gonna let, okay, so I'm gonna step out, and I'm gonna let Tony step in so she can tell you if you're bringing your packet up here tomorrow or whenever you turn in your packet, you will have, you will know what to do tomorrow or whenever you come. But I would say it was nice seeing you all, but all I see is these little head emojis and stuff. But I do see Sarah, so hi, Sarah. I'll recognize you when you show. And the rest of you, thank you. And I'm going to let Tony tell you about how tomorrow's going to run or whenever you come.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, hi everyone. I just want to explain how things are gonna go tomorrow because I know I've sent out a lot of emails, so I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. But so after this meeting, I'm going to upload the registration packet onto the open house website, so you'll be able to print that from home and have it with you. If you are pre-K 3 or pre-K 4, you can return those packets starting tomorrow morning at 8:30. Miss Summer and I are going to be right outside our office right here in the courtyard, and you can return those packets. So that's pre-K 3 and pre-K 4. Also, if you just need to pick up a packet and fill it out, any grade, you can do that tomorrow starting at 8:30. And so when you return your packet, okay, well, let me jump. If you're kindergarten through 8th grade, you won't be turning in a packet tomorrow, but you will come in and either pick up a packet or you can come and schedule your interview with Miss Wiki So you can come up here and do that, or you can call me and we can do that over the phone. The interviews are going to start on March 1st. So we will be moving into our buildings across the street, our temporary campus. We will be doing that within the next couple of weeks. So we're going to give everybody a chance to get settled in to their classrooms and get them all set up before we start doing the interviews and the tours and everything. So just wanted to explain that. So kindergarten through 8th grade, you won't be turning in your packet tomorrow. You'll either be coming up here to pick up a packet or coming up here to choose an interview. Pre-K 3 and Pre-K 4, you can turn in your packet tomorrow. And so I should have everyone's email address. If I don't, please put your email in the chat or send it to me privately, or give me a call tomorrow and you can get it. My email is tchapman, CHAPMAN @stmcs.com, and I can get you all the information that you need for facts and everything like that. So just shoot me an email or give me a call, but I just want to make sure that everyone knows Pre-K 3 and 4, you are returning package tomorrow. Kindergarten through 8th, you are not, but you can schedule your interview. So thank you. And I can check the chat and see if we have any other questions that popped up real quick.
Okay, we're gonna check the chat and then we're gonna say goodnight because everybody's hungry. People were blessing, having grace, and I'm hungry too. We got fresh deer sausage in, so I'm going to try it.
Okay, so I'll answer these last two. After school care, I can send that information out. Pre-K, you have to be 3 by September.
You have to be 3 by the September the 30th. And yes, if you want to reach out to me through email to set up an interview, you can do that. My email is wwike@stmcs.com. Okay, so I think we're all good. All right. So y'all have a great night. Enjoy your supper. And I hope to see all of you really, really soon. All right. Good night. Bye.